Hi everybody, welcome to the South Australian Sports Show. I hope you can stay with us for the next hour. We have got plenty coming up on the show. As I welcome my co-host as always, the great Barry Curtin. Baz, how are you?
On top of the ladder. On top of the world. On top of the world.
But, you know, I listened to the footy on the weekend, like you. I listen to all of it and you follow all the games. I was driving and Brisbane were playing Geelong. It's just come into half time. And they're giving their critique on how it's going. And I won't throw anyone under the bus, but one of the guys said to one of the special comments guys, he goes, how do you think Brisbane are going? And Brisbane were going pretty well at that stage. Geelong ran over him in the third quarter. He said, how do you think Brisbane have been playing in this first half? He said, Brisbane are on top of the ground. They're running on top of the ground. I thought, where are Geelong then? If Brisbane are running on top of the ground, what are Geelong doing?
Well, they're above them, aren't they? They do say some strange things. There was one instance with Port Adelaide, Fremantle game.
Yep.
2 or 3 minutes into the first quarter, and you're sitting there watching, and the score is 1-0, and the ball goes into Fremantle's forward half.
3 minutes into the first quarter.
Yes, and the commentator said, "Wow, Port Adelaide are under siege."
3 minutes in.
I thought it's 1-0, 3 minutes into the first quarter. I thought I'd nodded off, Phil.
You missed 3 quarters. Hey, I wanted them to leave the rules, Australian rules, alone. Please I'm over it. But I got into a discussion with a group of people on the weekend, and they're saying, "How do you think we could open up the game?" You know, it just needs that open feeling because the scores are so low. And we talked about that before the season started, why we thought that would occur, and unfortunately it's happened. You know, there's not many high-scoring games at the moment. I'll ask you this, and again, I'm not in favour of changing, but if you had to. Why wouldn't they make the 50-metre arc a 9-point shot? Now, they've trialled it a little bit in pre-season.
They have, yeah.
So they did it in basketball. They brought the 3-point line in to drag the defence out so there'd be more drives to the baskets for the dunks, which was spectacular. And obviously, 3-point shot is a spectacular shot as well. But if you go back to the Stewie Dew, Brendan Lay type in your era, Port Adelaide, 16 metres out with the big torp, or Blighty when he hit the big torp, people talk about the big marks and the big long kicks. They're the two features of footy that people seem to remember out of a game.
There was one on the weekend, Kane Farrell, Port Adelaide.
Kicked the ripper. And you go, would that open it up? Do you think that would open it up? Because you've got to come out to defend those players, otherwise they'll they'll make a high percentage.
They will. You'll also, what you'll create there, it's not a bad idea, but I think what you'll create across that half-back line is more players. You're going to have more people in that area just to stop that. So you might be sort of robbing Peter to pay Paul a little bit. It's not a bad idea.
No, I've always.
I think the holding the ball one Phil has been the killer. When Clarko had a go at that.
But didn't that change quickly?
It changed to the ridiculous. Now I can't think of the girl umpire's name. But I thought she's one of the better umpires. I seriously believe that. She did a terrific job in the games that I watched. And I thought, gee, she's a good umpire. But she gave a couple of absolute howlers in the holding the ball. So it's her interpretation. She's listening to what they're saying. Prior opportunity went straight out the window in a couple of them. And there were a couple of real howlers. And I thought, no, we can't do this to the game. You know, guys are getting the ball. What's happening is it's created the guy like Joel Selwood. When you see Joel Selwood go, oop, no. I'm not going to get that ball.
There was a few of those on the weekend.
I'm waiting for you to get it.
It's not a good look, is it? Two players coming, like you and I going for it, and the ball's there, and we're going, I'll wait for you.
That's right.
That's not what the game, that's not been the fabric of the game, has it?
Well, the new holding the ball rule didn't protect the ball player. And ever since you were knee-high to a grasshopper, you were told, go get the football. You will not get hurt going in and getting the football.
Head over the footy.
Head over the ball. Well, a few guys got hurt with their head over the ball on the weekend with the bump. The bump was back and knocked a few. I'm not sure.
So I should go back to what I said. Look, and I've been a massive believer. You know, I have. The coaches will find a way to beat the rules that you change all the time.
Yes, they will.
Leave the rules alone. The players and the coaches will work it out. And we'll all adapt. But right now, the umpires, the rules are changing that much. The umpires can't keep up with it.
I agree with that.
The players can't keep up with it. We as the fans certainly can't keep up.
I agree. Because you don't know, do you?
Just leave it alone for a while.
When a guy gets grabbed, you think, oh no, don't do that. Please don't play holding the ball there, because he didn't have a chance. And you see that umpire holding back. Well, you know he's going to do it. Don't do it, mate. Well, what happens, Phil, is, for mine, is that some of the umpires lack that feel for the game. So they probably didn't play a lot of footy as kids or whatever growing up. So they're umpiring by that thing, which is a little book. And they see a guy on the ground with the ball, boom, hold the ball. Well, no, come on. I went and got it.
I don't think you're too far off the mark with that. Hey, listen, we better get rolling, mate. We've got the NRL, we've got the Southern Footy League coming in. We're going to have a chat with a couple of blokes. They've got an Indigenous basketball program been running in LA for 3 or 4 years, doing a great job with that. One of the great stories, I'm really looking forward to this one. I've got a girl coming in that's working with cheerleaders with disabilities.
Yeah,
She's set it up herself, South Australian girl. It's a ripping story.
Yeah.
Women's cricket. Going to talk to a couple of girls from Southern District Cricket. So stay with us. Plenty coming up on the show. Yes, welcome back to the South Australian Sports Show. It's time to get to the international scoreboard. Your favourite segment. What have you got?
Well, it is. It is my well, it's not a favourite, but it's
It is one of your favourites. You like it. You're passionate about it.
Well, I like looking at it.
All right.
Seeing how the Aussie boys are going over
overseas.
there and the girls and whatever. Not much happening really because COVID
Corona.
obviously is happening. But I've got to give a plug to Alexander Volkanovski. Now, there's a name you probably don't know.
No.
But he's just beaten Max Holloway for the second time. Now, Max Holloway is probably the best featherweight ever. Not probably, is the best featherweight ever in the UFC. Now, he's beaten him twice. The first time they said that Volkanovski stole it.
Right.
Right, so split decision, maybe he didn't win it, so he's fought him again. Now, he got dropped twice in this bout, yet still won. So, full marks to him. He's the featherweight champion of the world.
We like it.
He's an Australian boy,
Yep.
and he's done well.
Well done.
Copping a bit on social media, but
Has he?
you know, that's okay. He's a
That
champ.
sport tends to get a bit of that, though, doesn't it?
He's a champ.
Yeah.
Now, they must have heard us last week, mate.
Yep.
When we had a go at the Aussies on the PGA Tour. Not making
They were
cuts.
not going well. They weren't
Well,
making cuts.
you know, they're playing like me. That's what they do. And Jason Day and all these blokes, you know, they couldn't make a cut.
They're in a bit of a rut.
Well,
Bounce back?
Yes, this weekend, or last weekend, I should say, the Workday PGA Tour event just finished, won by Colin Morikawa. Now, he's an American, 23 years old, picked up 1.3 for his weekend's work.
Not a bad start,
But
is it?
Jason Day finished tied 7th. That's a big improvement. He's on his way
on the
back.
move, yeah.
How much do you reckon he got? Just for tie
half
7?
a mil.
170.
170.
170 grand for
finishing
tie 7, right? Matt Jones, another good, well, unheralded Aussie.
Yep.
You don't hear much about Matt Jones,
No, you don't.
but he's a gun. If you talk to golfers, they say Matt Jones, he's a gun.
He's coming.
He's not young, but
Yep.
he's a terrific player. He finished tied 13. What do you reckon he got?
50.
He got 100 grand as well.
100?
He got 100 grand
For tied
as well.
13?
Tied 13. So
Where's your big pay? Where's your big pay,
exactly
mate?
right, mate. This weekend is the Memorial Jack Nicklaus's tournament. Tiger is back. Tiger's been waiting to see how the PGA Tour was going
Yep.
without the crowds and with the COVID-19 and whatever. He's back this weekend at a tournament he's won 5 times, but no crowds. There were supposed to be crowds at this one, but the PGA Tour are now saying from now
can't do
until
the
the
risk.
end of the season,
Yep.
no crowds. But Tiger is back this weekend.
You mentioned Nichols and you mentioned Tiger, nearly in the same sentence. It's his tournament, but Tiger's playing in it.
Yeah,
Can you
Jack.
draw a comparison?
Between the two?
Yep.
Well, Jack is, well, the greatest of all time.
Yep.
Behind Tiger.
Behind Tiger.
I think so.
Okay.
Well,
Yep.
well, you know.
I mean, Tiger's reinvented himself 3 times with
Fantastic,
injury.
mate.
And they say, well, you play, mate. They normally say, and we know in our sport, that once you get injured and you've got to redefine the way you kick the footy or shoot the ball or hit you normally struggle. That's
Yeah.
normally towards the end of it,
Yeah, very true.
regardless of your age.
Tiger, brilliant.
He's done it 3 times.
Sensational.
Changed his
what he's
swing,
done.
changed it with the back. You go,
Yeah.
he's pretty. He's
Mate, what
impressive.
he's done is quite staggering.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable. I look forward to the Memorial this weekend. Something that's close to your heart, the basketball. Sad news coming out of the basketball world in the NBL with Ryan Breckhoff, who's an Australian
Yep,
who
Ryan.
plays with Ben Simmons in the
Yep,
Phillies.
Philadelphia.
His wife has tested positive for the COVID. He won't be a part of the restart.
Nope.
Neither will players like Russell Westbrook, who's a gun as well.
He is. Yep,
for
just come
Houston.
out with COVID. Yep, quite right.
And Bryant. Kobe.
No, not Kobe.
Not Kobe, I beg your pardon.
Yep.
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
is the one I was looking at.
Yep.
He's also, both those players have tested positive.
Yeah, Kevin's a while back now. I would have
Yeah.
thought he must be close to have
getting
cleared and ready
over
to
it,
go.
or-
Yeah,
yeah,
but the
okay.
other 2 are most recent, so he
Okay.
won't be seeing them.
Okay, plenty of other stuff. The EPL is the interesting one. Manchester City were suspended from European competition for 2 years. They've appealed that and won. Now that did open up a spot for the Champions League next year between Man United, Leicester, Wolves, and Chelsea. They're all still fighting for that spot. Had they been found guilty and deserved that time, there would have been 2 spots up for grab. Now there's only 1, so it's very tight. But guess what? They got instead of being suspended, they got fined
How much?
16.34 million.
16.3. On that note, 16.3 million. We're leaving the international scoreboard. Baz is going out to his car just to get that out of his ashtray. Stay with us. Still plenty to come.